The latest inflation numbers for the month of November will be released later on this morning, and the expectation is inflation will continue to cool off. Joining me now is business reporter Edward Boyd. Ed, thanks for your time today. The Consumer Price Index is expected to fall 4.4%.
Yeah, look, that's the expectation. Remember, this is the monthly inflation indicator from the Bureau of Statistics. It's a reasonably new data point that we've had to look at. It's one of the most important data points the RBA actually watches when they make a cash rate decision. This is what's happened to inflation since March last year. You can see it's been slowly falling. It has been pretty high, above 6 to 7%. And you can see the most recent month, the month of October 2023, the monthly inflation indicator was at 4.9%. So it finally came under that 5% threshold that we've really been looking for. And the expectation today, we're going to get the numbers at about 11:30 from the Bureau of Statistics. We'll see inflation fall again down to 4.4%. Remember, though, the Reserve Bank's charter, they need to get inflation between 2% and 3%. So the RBA obviously has lifted interest rates quite aggressively over the past 2 years or so, and they're going to keep interest rates at an elevated level to continue bringing down these inflationary pressures in our economy. But when we see the stats today, obviously there's going to be a few things that we know have still continued to rise in price. Petrol oil prices were near $100 a barrel during the month of November. So expect to see petrol prices and transport costs being reasonably high during that month. But look, Holly, we'll get the numbers very, very shortly.
And Ed, of course, these numbers come after a strong retail sales result yesterday too.
Yeah, look, the retail sales numbers yesterday weren't really too surprising. We know Australians are starting to save up their money during sort of around September and October, and then spending it in November. You can see here the month-on-month data points. You can see sales actually fell in October last year, jumped 2% in November to about $36.5 billion. And that's really due to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. So obviously retail sales is a good indicator as well of how consumers are tracking. If they're feeling confident, they obviously spent a lot of money during the month of November. It's becoming the biggest sales month of the year. Pretty soon I expect it's going to overtake December and the Christmas sales period there. So those numbers yesterday, the RBA looks at them closely as well. They obviously monitor all facets of the economy, but the first board meeting for the Reserve Bank, it doesn't happen until the 5th and 6th of February this year. And remember, there's only 8 board meetings this year as opposed to 11 board meetings last year. So the RBA really needs to look at these numbers really closely now before making a decision, because there's about a 6-week break in between each cash rate decision. So Holly, we'll look forward to seeing the monthly numbers from the inflation point in about an hour and a half's time.
No worries, Ed. Thank you so much.